Okay. Okay. So here, how we can start the project. Okay. What is exactly project here? Okay. That we need to understand. So what skill you have first of all, right? Okay. Skill is DBT, hmm, and then Snowflake database. Okay. And and any scheduling tool. Okay. So first of all, before running a project, hmm, you should have a some kind of you know uh, use case. That use case is very very important. And what is the benefit of benefit of having this project? That is very important. If there is no use of this project, then in IT, no one will execute or no one will run this project. Keep that in mind. Okay. So sometimes what we do, we will run the projects for certain period and then we will shut down. Why? Because there will be a temporary project which we will do it, and after everything is done, our calculations and uh, kind of a reconciliation and everything, then we close that project. Okay. Few projects which will run from longer to longer. Okay. And that is common and that is need for the organization. That is very very important. So in the world, if you see, okay, there are multiple skills are running in the market, and there are multiple projects are running in the market, right? Some of them going into the organization, some of them going out from the organization. hmm? So like this, in current world, okay, still, I mean, there are openings are running, like, some of them moving from one organization to another organization. That is common. Okay, first of all, how the business is running, that is very important. If your business is running properly and you are, earning uh, good results, I mean benefits, right? If you have a better benefits, better earnings, then only you will be choosing the better software, right? And better employees, really. Because if startups always utilize the freshers, and big companies also, they will utilize the freshers for some of the projects, and mostly client prefer a experienced guys. Okay. So here we will face some kind of kind of uh, because what will happen here is, whenever you are trying to end searching for a job, most of the companies, they will ask experienced candidates. At that time, what will happen? You will be a fresher and you will not get a job, right? Maximum. But there are some companies, bigger companies, startup companies, they will hire a freshers as well. But we need to go with the right direction. Okay. And especially in data warehousing projects and back-end projects, maximum we require a experienced candidate. Why? Because the data is like a sensitivity. Okay, sensitive. Using this data, they do the reconciliation and they do the compensation. They do the sales compensation, partner compensation, reconciliation. Using the data, they will estimate what is the profit on particular quarter to quarter. So that is the reason we hire actually experienced candidates in IT. Okay, that is very important. And here, okay, so what are the main key components required to run a project? Okay, that is very important. So first of all, you need to show to your client or your manager or your who are in the big position sitting there, right? So you need to tell them, okay, what is the okay profit of having this project? Okay, this is very important. If there is no profit, then there is no savings, then it's not required to having a project. There is not, we don't require. Okay, that is very important. And there are some projects we need to run default. We need to run default. Why? Because default in the sense it is mandatory. Because if you want to see the sales, how much it is running, right? And how much you have shipped, how much you have sold. Okay, those things common. We need to maintain a data warehouse. In that case, you require a project. Okay, for that also you require. Now, choosing the technologies, that is very important. Choosing the technology is very important. Okay, some of them they may choose Informatica, some of them use they may choose Talent. Okay, big data. We have a different databases, different ETL tools, different cloud ETL tools also we have. Okay, so depending on the client requirement, okay, they will choose the skill set. Okay, so if you learn Informatica, you no need to feel that, you no need to think that you won't get a job. Definitely you will get a job, but the project you will get it through the Informatica. Okay, and if you are learning DBT Snowflake, you will be looking especially for a DBT and Snowflake side. If you have learned big data and other technologies, then you will be looking into a respective skill set. Okay, sometimes what will happen if you don't get any resources, but still if you are a DBT developer or Snowflake developer, okay, we will hire you as an Informatica developer. At that time, you should say that yes, I will learn and do the project, because for ETL developers, you should not tell I don't know the technology. It is a IT. Okay. In IT, there is no word saying that no. There is no word. We should not tell, we should not use that word as a no. For everything, there will be a solution. For everything, there will be a solution. If you deny that, someone, they will solve that using the different methods. Okay. Always you have to see how you can achieve that. That is very, very important in IT. Okay. Keep that in mind. If you say no, then you will be stay there and someone pick it up and they will move forward. Okay. And if you are much interested in the IT, right? You fix it in your mind. Okay. You have to survive by doing any work. In the sense, sometimes you may be feeling like that I have learned DBT Snowflake, but I'm working on the Excel sheet. Sometimes you may think this Excel sheet can do the 10th class guy also. It is not like that. Okay. For everything, there will be a time and there will be a some yeah, let's take a time. Okay. Because initially, when you start the project, you require a Word document, Excel sheet details. Yes, because it is a prerequisite of your project. When you run the project, you need these kind of details to prepare and make sure you have all the details. Okay, that is very, very important. And for any project, you will have a one manager, you will have a lead, and you will have a developers. Okay, one is for one project, hmm, you will have a manager, lead, and developers. For one project, one manager is enough. For one project, one lead is enough. Okay, but developers, we may require more than one. That is important. So developers we hire, depending on the project, we hire 4, we hire sometimes 2, depending on the project requirement. And after that, okay, to run a project, to run a project, you need a testing environment. Testing environment. It means to run your code different environments. So IT has decided first development environment, okay, and SIT environment and UAT environment, and then production. So here this is kind of a one server, okay, and this is also one server, and this is also one server, and this is also one of the server. Developer, he can play in dev environment with your code or anything. Okay, you can play anything here. Anything in the sense by coding the generally you when you develop the code, right? So you can test and do it is your own. However you want to do at any time, yes, you do the testing and everything. When it comes to the SIT, okay, you will not load anything, you will not do any testing here, but you will give it to your SIT tester. Okay, testing team will be there here for your project. This testing team, depending on your explanation, depending on your requirement explanation, he will prepare the test cases. So here, developer, once you do the development, right? Once you do the development, huh, then you need to prepare a unit test cases. That is very important. If you don't know how to prepare a test cases, then it is your problem. Okay, but you need to check how you can prepare a test cases. That also we will discuss in the next classes. And here, after code development, and a lead will be reviewed this code, and if everything is fine, then we will assign this to SIT. Before we do the SIT, you need to do a deployment because this server is different and this server is different. Okay, here what you do, you will be deploying your code, deploying code from dev environment to testing environment, nothing but SIT. Okay, so whatever you have created a table, whatever you created a path in this environment, same thing, copy paste everything in the testing environment. Who will do this testing environment? I mean, who will deploy this means DevOps team will be there. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, platform team will be there. Both are same. Okay. Platform team. They do the deployment. Okay. So once you do the development and once you test the data, if you feel that your requirement is yes, as expected, I have developed, okay, and if you want to ready to move the code into ITG, I mean SIT, then you will be preparing a document to move the code. For each organization, they will have their own process. It is not like that if I am doing one kind of a process, it will be the same in another organization. No. Okay. So some of the organizations, they may do the manually deployments. Okay. And some of the organizations, they use a DevOps to do the deployment, auto deploymentation. Okay. So here it is not require which process they are going to follow. It is required whether your code is completed or not. That is very important. And you have run the test cases what you have prepared, and those are passed or not. That is very important. And then same data, everything, whether you have given into the documentation so that platform team can move same code into a testing environment. That is very important. Once you will have access, okay, in ITG, you will have a, this SIT, you will have a read access, okay. In the read access, you do the validation after deployment is done by platform team. What validation you need to do in the sense, you will be you are going to prepare some DDLs and you are going to prepare some paths where the file has to be placed, right? So those details you will be validating. How you will be validating means those details you will be validating. That also I'll show you as a one project. Okay. So here you have to see this, how you are going to make successful this testing. And as per the requirement you have developed, yes, but there are corner cases maybe you might have not think, and you may have missed out something which you have not captured in your test cases. For example, then SIT team, they will bring this kind of test cases because they prepare like that. Tester is nothing but he scan entire code. He will do the testing and code level testing and data validation level testing also they do. But so, they need a proper time. If they don't get a proper time, they won't do proper testing, and that will move to production, and in production it will fail. So testers should get it their own time to test end to end. Otherwise, your quality will not be have a 100%. The quality should be 100%. Then only you will not face any issues in production. Okay. So whenever you have some time of, when we give any requirement, we will give some timelines, right? If you are expert in the technology, then you do within the time. If you are not expert, you just uh, basics you have learned, and you by God grace you got the job, then then you cannot able to understand the requirement, and then you cannot able to develop the code 100%. Okay, you have to practice scenarios. In one day you cannot run you know 1 meter continuous 1 kilometer continuously, right? In one, now you started, you never practiced, okay, but you cannot run 1 kilometer within the 4 minutes. Why? Because you don't have a practice. When you do the practice, then 1 kilometer sometimes you may achieve within the 3 minutes, within the 2 minutes also, depending on your practice. Like that, whenever you have a proper practice, then only you may achieve. So like this in IT also it is the same. Everywhere it is the same. It is not like that here only IT having like this. Anywhere, if whenever you are studying any project, sorry, whenever you are studying in a class or intermediate or graduation or BTech, if you practice, if you remember those content, then only you can able to write in the exam and you may get a good marks, right? Otherwise you may not get because of your practice. That is very important here also, same. Okay, so this particular deployment is very very important. You don't worry how they do the deployment, but it is very important. After do the deployment, you need to, it is your responsibility to validate the code. That is very important. You will have a read access in SIT environment for that server. Whatever you have developed in dev environment, whether same has been copied into SIT or not, SIT environment or not. For example, I'll tell you one example. Hmm? You have a 4 laptops. Okay, you have a 4 laptops. In consider you have taken laptop A. Okay, you have a laptop, B laptop, C laptop, D laptop. Hmm? Consider it is a dev environment laptop, and it is a SIT environment laptop, and it is a UAT environment laptop, and it is a production. Okay, consider like this. Now you have created a table here, created a table hmm, with the name of the customer. Okay, and he under this you have a 10 columns. For example, when you are moving, when you are deployment, right, you need to give a this DDL statement to deployment team. You need to tell them to to execute the same query under column B. Sorry, laptop B. Then what will happen? The deployment team, the platform team, they will take this particular query and they will execute here. Okay. And similarly, when SIT is done, okay, and they will move same DDL to UAT. Who will move? Again, you have to raise a request to move the code from SIT to UAT. Again, there some of them will be tested. Once they provided a sign up, finally that will create under production. And here you have a path called home, okay, user and a source file, source underscore file. For example, under that you are getting dim underscore store. For example, you are getting this file. Consider in laptop B, server B, that SIT server, you have to create a same path. Then only it will run your code. Here you have created a home user source file in dev. You have given home underscore source file. How it will match? Because you created a home user source profile, but here you created a just home user file, source file, then it will fail your validation, because whatever requirement I have given, same you need to run, same you need to copy here also. So platform team, what they do, whatever the details you have given, same details they will deploy. It means what? It is your responsibility. You have given a wrong details to deployment team. So that is very, very important. Not only you are developing the code, it is a very, very important. You have to provide the proper details when you do the deployment from one environment to another environment. So whatever you have tested here, right? Here, testing team will do the testing. Testing team. Okay. Once the testing team do the testing, and once they provided a sign up, after that user acceptance testing. It means user will do the testing. Who means there will be a separate team. They do the data validation. They won't do any code validation here. SIT, they do the code and the data validation. But here they will check only data validation. Only data validation. Yes. Once they do the data validation, as per their requirement, if the data looking like that, then they will give you the sign off by saying, yes, the data is as expected, we are getting, and we are ready to provide the sign off. They will provide the sign off. Once they provide the sign off, then what they do, finally, again, you need to create again, a request to deploy the code from UAT to production. So till production, it is your, then you will have a warranty period. Okay, warranty period means after moving the code from one environment to, production, then you need to support. They will not have because they are not developers, right? But they will have, they should have compulsory this technology knowledge. Okay, it is not like that you them to monitor. No, Okay, they should have a proper details of the technology. And when you do the deployment right in production, before that you have to give a KT to support implemented. What is the job name? What is the table name? Everything you need to give a KT. Once you provided all the details, then only it will move to production. Support sign off also it is required for you, and after that only it moves to production. Okay, and everyday jobs, because depending on the job schedule, right, you will be the job files, you will get the files and all. Okay, and they do monitor every day. 24/7 it will run in production, but dev site UAT based on the request it will run, but production you you don't need to run manually like that, right? So like this it will work in the real-time project. Okay, then after 2 months, after 1 month, you will be again you will send a mail to support team. Can you please close this warranty period? Again, they will provide the sign up saying that monitor, yes, we are good to take it up at server one. Again, they will take their one, and you no need to do any help, because till that time they will be expertise in this particular job, what to do, what recovery, everything. Okay, this is the we have still. Okay, just a real-time project runs in the project in the organization. That is very important. So this dev SIT UIT, these are all very very important. Why I'm giving this much explanation here? Because this is mandatory in the real time. Okay, it is a problem for you, and always you will have a question inside you. Okay, what is a project, and how I have to tell project, and how it will be project. You may be expert in technically, but if you don't know this, then you will not have a proper knowledge. Definitely, because this is very important. Sometimes you if even though if you I mean if you don't know some kind of a skill set, but at least you know the process of like this, then at least you will manage by having by checking in Google and make the code. Okay, that is very important. Okay, now let's go to the uh, project, how it will start, and what require when you start a project, that we will discuss. Okay, um now we have a 3 minutes, sorry, 2 minutes. Okay, in 2 minutes before we this disconnect, what we will do, we will disconnect now and join back again. Okay, so that I will we will have a 40 minutes, huh? I'll give you again one more explanation, and tomorrow we will take one file, and that file we will process from end to end. Okay, that. Okay, I'm just disconnecting the call now, and please rejoin again. Yeah, thank you. Please join again.